It is Trial Tuesday. Once again, today's topic, a serious one. We're talking about neglect and abuse in nursing homes. Attorney David Aylor, shuffleboard champion and champion of the people, joins us right now with some important legal information with those with elderly loved ones. So, Counselor, thanks so much for being here. Unfortunately, this is a problem that we're starting to see all too often right now. I heard the other day that seniors over 90 are now one of the fastest growing populations in the United States. That means a lot of them, of course, going into these nursing homes, and that could lead to trouble with these neglect and abuse cases.
Right, and the biggest problem is the lack of reporting. So oftentimes people, because they're busy with their own lives and things, they have loved ones in these homes, and maybe they go visit them every once in a while, but they're not really paying a whole lot of attention to what's going on there.
Right.
And then things are going on within the homes that is true abuse, that is criminal activity.
What are some of the warning signs that people, if they do have a loved one in a home already, should be looking out for?
Well, there's a few different things. One, you always want to check the medicines that your loved one is being assigned to and make sure that it's correct medicines. Even in my own life, I had a grandmother one time that they had her on the completely wrong medicine simply because people weren't paying attention.
Right.
So you want to make sure whatever he or she is taking is what is actually there bedside with them. A second thing is just looking at sort of their general condition. A lot of times, unfortunately, part of the abuse is led by the fact that the people can't really vocalize exactly what's going on, or maybe they have some sort of disability where that is not something they're able to do. So then that really falls on you to pay attention, look around, look at the surroundings. Are their sheets getting changed? Are they getting moved around? Is the general appearance something that you would want it to be, as opposed to it just looking like someone's just being sort of neglected altogether?
Can a hospice home or a nursing home, for that matter, be criminally liable if it is one of those cases where the patient can't audibly articulate what is wrong with him or her?
Absolutely. Just similar to like with children, babies, you see things all the time in the news about neglect and different types of child abuse. There's elderly abuse too, and the neglect, of course, is a big part of that. However, it's a lot harder to determine because you don't see as much people going in there looking in that, trying to find it. So it really falls on the people that put their loved ones in the homes.
Absolutely. We also hear cases sometimes that these patients, they might get in there, might have dementia, something like that,
Right.
and start making accusatory statements towards nurse staffing. Is there anything that those hospitals and nursing homes can do to protect themselves against that sort of thing as well?
Well, a lot of the homes you see cameras and things like that putting on their own condition. Now, Senator Thurmond tried to put that in law here in the state of South Carolina. Did not go through. But a lot of the homes that you'll see different things like that. You'll see charts and follow-up supervision, and that's really important to make sure, because then you want to know that you don't just have one set of eyes or two set of eyes. There's multiple people coming on caring in for the person, and so that protects the home themselves as well.
Absolutely. Let's take worst case scenario right now. You go and you visit your loved one. You start to notice some bruising or something that just doesn't look right. What exactly do you need to do with that situation?
Well, you need to document everything that you can. Document the conditions of the room, of where they are, who's staying there. Find out exactly, sort of from a shift standpoint, who's coming in and seeing them. And then from there, of course, they need to see medical care. Determine why are they bruising. Could this be from a fall? Often that's what it is. You'll see things related to falls where the people are not being cared for. Somebody's not coming through the room quick enough, and it's leading to much worse conditions.
Yeah. We also, I've heard cases where people are actually going and stealing personal effects, money that family members leave, things like that. What about that situation? What's kind of your advice for that?
Well, you have to really watch what you keep in the room, because a lot of times you don't know who's in there. Some of the more reputable homes will have where they actually report and sign in, sort of initial, so you know who actually came in the room.
Yeah.
But I think anything that you consider a family heirloom or anything that's priceless like that, you probably want to keep it outside the room.
If people do have a claim, what exactly do they need to do? Do they go to an attorney first of all? Do they go to the manager of one of these places? What's the first step?
Well, I think it depends on what degree something's wrong. You can always look to go to legal counsel. That may help you lead you to the police. Sometimes these things are criminal, sometimes they're both civil. It just really depends. But at a minimum, you need to make sure it's reported immediately. If you report it to the staff, that doesn't mean you shouldn't go outside the staff, because that staff could be protecting themselves before, of course, protecting your loved one.
Again, just make sure that you visit those loved ones and keep an eye on them and all their surroundings.
That's the most important thing.
Indeed it is. Attorney David, really thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks for
Do
having me.
appreciate it as always. Much more Low Country Live coming up after the break. Make sure you stick around.
Trial Tuesday, brought to you by attorney David Aylor.